What's up, y'all? How you doing? Just sitting here, beautiful morning, hanging with my beautiful daughter. Say hi. Say hi. Say yeah. Kicking it with the dogs, you know. Just relaxing, because this is what I get to do. I get to hang out with my daughter every day. You know, we sit here, we play. And it's because I detach from these systems. I get to hang out with my kid, eat good food, and live a leisureful life. Because you don't have to go to work every single day, guys. You don't have to wake up every single day of your life and be like, man, I don't want to go to work today, man. And you're just fighting that in the morning. You get your little cup of coffee in and you're out the door and you're gone all day. All day. And where's your kid? Being thrown in a school system that is telling them the exact same thing. You need to work. You need to work. You need to work. Or go to prison. One or the other. And we don't have to do that, y'all. We don't. We don't. We can be free people. We can be free people. We don't need someone to raise our antibiotic chicken and ship in this poison chicken to us halfway across the country. We don't need to do it. If you're stuck on the materialism world, you're feeding this. You need to detach off that materialism world. Detach off these systems. Because they don't have your best interest. They don't. They're not looking out for you and your kid. They don't. The school is not shaping their mind. The most educated kids are the ones that don't go to school. You know? So we really got to start rethinking about it, the way that we view everything in these societies. Everything. Especially down to your spiritual being of who you are. Because all these systems and all these things are to keep you in a low state and keep you from understanding this, keeping you from unlocking your mind to its full potential, because when this happens, it's the end of them. And it's already going on. It's already going on as we speak. We are uniting together. We are picking the side of good. Peace, love, no fear. That's the side we're picking. And I urge you to do the same. Detach off these systems. Start making these changes in your life today. Start inner reflecting, which will make you a better human. Spend every day with your kid. Spend every single day with your kid. Raise the kid. Show them the things in life that matters. Giving thanks to the land. Work in the land. Playing with your kids. Living a peaceful, happy life. These are the things that matter. Getting communities together and all sharing these same interests. We got to detach off this. We got to detach off these systems and start living a great, happy, peaceful life. Instead of living in fear and living with your hand out, can I get an extra nickel per hour, you know, so I can just pay my rent and see my kid 1 hour out of the whole day? That isn't life. That isn't, I mean, there's plenty of earth for all of us to share and work in communities and be together. But it takes us changing our perceptions of the way that life was told. Because right now, what urged me to go a sustainable lifestyle and getting off these systems is it doesn't represent me. This war, this fear, this earth-destroying way doesn't represent me. And I'm going to teach that to my daughter. I'm going to teach her, and it's not going to represent her neither. Because we're going to understand what represents us And that's unity, that's love, that's caring like all of us people are. Instead of it telling you you're bad people, it telling you that you're surrounded by bad people and you have to fear. They're controlling you by fear. Terrorism, terrorizing you in your mind, and you're feeding into it and you're believing it. And you can't believe this, guys. We are the people. We are the numbers. We are all good. We all love. We've detached from each other. We've detached from our neighbor. We've detached from all these things. But go outside, look at your neighbor. Walk around a store, look at these people. Yeah, some of them, they're diseased and sick and their minds aren't fully developing like they should have because of these diets and stuff, but they're all good people. We're all good people. And we are the numbers. And we have to start waking up and realizing all this, because by uniting is the way that we're going to stop all this and say, listen, you may be controlling all of this because you control the TVs, you control the fear, you control these things. And it's all in the mind. We need to break away from these TVs, break away from their fear. Start living fearless. Start living the life you want. The life you want, a leisurely life. Don't go to work. Hang out under a tree all day, eat an apple. I eat a couple bananas for breakfast, a big old papaya for lunch, and then little chickpea veggie I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't need much more than that. And, you don't have to sit there and go to work to have a triple bacon breakfast, a double cheeseburger for lunch with fries and all this stuff. You don't have to be doing all that. Hang back, relax, kick your feet up, hang with your kids. Learn from them. Teach them. And live that leisurely life you want to. Be free. Free yourself from these systems. Free your mind of these systems. Because they don't have your best intentions. All they're going to do is scare you. Scare you into saying, we need you. We need your law and order. We need you. When really they're bulking up. They're getting snowplow assault machines for you. For you, the good person that's sticking up and standing up against this, saying, I want to live free. I want to collect rainwater. I want to go fishing and not have to pay you, the oppressor. I don't want to be labeled as a criminal because I want to live off the land and I want to be free. You detach yourself from the system and you're enemy number one. This is the revolution. Detach yourself from the system. Fight that system by eating a pineapple, eating an apple, wherever you're located at, a plum, getting fruit trees, spending every day with your kid, teaching them how to have a free mind and teaching them the things that matter. Educate yourself. Educate yourself to these systems, and it's all a big fake illusion that you're all buying into and making it reality. And it's going the other way, folks, because we're all awakening to this. We're all understanding this. And we're all going to start uniting soon. So what side you on? You on the side of war, fear, and destruction, and pillaging, and taking, giving you just enough to say, okay, yeah, look at, and then half you, you're fighting for your oppressor. Saying, what, these guys don't deserve $15 an hour, what? They go work 40 hours a week? And they can't feed their kids and pay their rent, and you're going to sit there and argue against that? Who cares? Let these people get a few dollars more an hour so they can pay their rent, fix their car, and you're over there on the side of the oppressor saying these guys, with no empathy, no compassion for your fellow human. And that's just pathetic. That's just pathetic. Over here bitching and complaining, oh yeah, this swollen government, we need to cut these funds of these only good things that are going on, these socialist programs. Yet we're giving billions to Walmart, billions to Israel, billions of monopoly money to war. And you don't say a thing. And that's just pathetic. That's just pathetic, your empathy and your logic. You're diseased. Your mind is diseased. And you're letting it go on. And you're going to always be right. And you know what's going on. And you have all this patriotism. That guy stepped on the flag. And you're going to be pissed and you're blind, man. It's really, at the end of the day, you're just blind. Your mind has been controlled. You've been told what to thought and think. And you're out there projecting it on your fellow man like a diseased mind human. Break yourself from this. Start understanding that they're controlling you. They're taking from you. They're not on your side. We're on each other's side. The people, quit arguing, quit bickering. Quit telling me I'm wrong, and quit standing up for the oppressor and join our side. We're all good humans. We all have the same goals, and that's to be happy, live in peace. But if you're over here contributing to all this every single day on a daily, then that isn't going to help anything. So you need to detach from this, not contribute to this. Start going the other direction. Because these systems don't represent me. And if they don't represent you, you don't like war, environmental control, taking the resources and selling them back to you and saying you should be lucky that you're getting this poisoned water. You should be lucky you're getting this energy when we can all be living here with water, food, energy, if we had the control. And it's time. It's time, people. It's time to take this control back. They've had their time to pillage. They've had their time to take. And now it's time for us to understand. We've had this technology to bring us all together, to open our minds to see all this, to see, yes, these things are corrupt, but we outnumber them, and it's time to take our world back. And we are the numbers. Let's be free. Let's live this leisurely life of happiness and thankfulness and community and each other. Let's start living this life. And it starts by detaching from these systems, detaching from these things if they don't represent you. If you have empathy for your fellow man, you'll see that they don't like you. They're going against you. Anyone with any clear logical thinking can see these systems and the way that they've been going for the last few decades. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that they're gaining control of you, and it's all a big mind game that you're just a lobotomized human walking around playing into it. Detach from it. Saying, no, I'm going to be free. I'm going to be free to think. I'm going to be free to educate myself. I'm going to be free to unite and live off the land and live in thanks and harmony and peace with my fellow man. That's what I want. That's what represents me. Not fear and poisoned food and destruction of the environment for resources to sell them back to you. You can't feed into these systems. Start to become a free human again. Get out of these cities, man. That rat race isn't for us. You're not supposed to wake up every day, slam a cup of coffee, say bye to your kid, don't see him all day. Boom, go to work, you're in a taxi, you're driving, you're going around. You got all these signals and Wi-Fi's and big concrete boxes, and you're going here, you go to work, you sit at a desk all hunched over, typing away. Oh, I got a lunch, oh, I got to run down, I'm going to get a salad, I'm going to slam a salad. Okay, excuse me, I got to go, boom, boom, boom. You know, you're back to work, hunched over, boom, boom, boom. Another hour ride home, you know, and then you get home at 6 o'clock. You can't cook dinner. You got some poisoned chicken on the table saying, look I cooked. You know, I steamed all the nutritional value out of broccoli, and I cooked up a chicken. There you go. And it's full of chemicals and poison and environmental destruction. While you got your TV in your living room, you got your car, you're living in debt. And that's why you got to wake up the next day and do that all over again. Just so you can stay out of debt. Just so you can pay your rent. And they're taking. They're fueled by greed. Greed is running these people, and they're not happy with what they got. They're never going to be happy with what they got. And that could be a good thing, because they're going to run themselves right off the cliff with greed. Because we're all starting to see it. You can only take for so long before you start to say, what's the meaning of my life? Is it to do this, to not spend the life with my child and grow up with my child? To not hang around and have great thoughts about the universe and think about the way things were made? This is what we're supposed to be doing, people. Hanging out by the river, going to the lake, you know, appreciating the day, going on walks with your kid, growing from the earth that provides for you, getting your hands dirty, having that connection with earth. Not the Wi-Fi connection in a building, just getting rid of all your sound. You're walking on concrete all day. You're in a concrete box. You got Wi-Fi signal, hunched over a desk at work with back pains and wrist pains and all sorts of pains as you're diseased from the diseased food, and you're just not feeling good. You're feeling like shit. You know what I mean? Poisoning you. Being poisoned. And some of y'all don't even care. You don't even care. I can sit here and tell you your food is poison. You're like, well, In-N-Out Burger is good. What do you want from me? I'm going to take my 5-year-old. Feed them In-N-Out. Poison them before they even get to a decent age, when their minds are growing. And we got to start waking up. We got to start not doing these things. There's no reason we shouldn't have food everywhere. You should be able to walk into a gas station, and whoever lives around that gas station should have local products of handmade, good, organic stuff. We're organic humans. We shouldn't be fed chemicals and GMOs. We're organic. We need organic food. All of this is suppressing the mind. And we shouldn't be living like that. We should be connected to the land. Feeling good, eating good food, drinking clean water with minerals in it. Giving thanks for the land. And that's why we got to get back to small-scale organic agriculture communities. That's what's going to revive this world. Is all of us detaching from these systems, joining together, and starting our own little communities. And watch, they're gonna fight. That's the rebel. That's the person on the front lines fighting these systems. The guy detaching from, that's their enemy. Their enemy isn't off in some foreign land. Their enemy is the one that detaches from the system and says, you don't represent me. I live a life of love and leisure and happiness. That's what represents me. I don't need to go out and kill anyone. I don't need to sit here in my little suburban, slavery job and say, yeah, those are the enemy. We got to get them. And these beggars want food stamps, and these beggars want this, and screw that. We need more war. We need more, this is what we can't be doing. You're feeding that. You are the problem. You are this system, and that is what they want. You are the epitome of a good sheep. And it's time to detach, and it isn't going at these things head on. They're gonna infiltrate whatever you got going, make you look, they got the media, they got the masses, and that's what we're gonna start doing, is having the masses. The free thinkers, the people that want to be free. You guys don't know what freedom is, man. Living in no fear is freedom. Self-sufficiency is freedom. And this is the way you got to start living. You got to be free. Free your mind to these great thoughts. Get connected to earth. And then you'll start to realize this is all a sham. They're controlling you. They're controlling your mind. They're controlling you economically. And you're feeding into it every day like, hey, Walmart's got cheap prices. This is capitalism. You don't like it, get out of the country. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, they're shutting out all the mom and pop shops. Shutting down all the sports stores, all the baby stores, all the local food just economically destroying, and you can't even see that. You're going to go support it. Blind and just say, hey, they got cheap prices, and it's all coming from China. They got cheap prices, It's time to be part of the revolution. Detaching from these systems. Living off the land, spending every day with your child, living a life of leisure, picking up creative arts, having fun, not making them into the human that they tell you you are. This world isn't the way that they picture it. You got to tell them, no, I don't need war. I don't need these products that use slave labor. I don't need these products that completely destroy. I don't need any of this. I'm going to go back to the land and revolt with a vegetable. Because that's the way you do it, people. Now, if you're like me and these systems don't represent you, start working towards this. Start working towards these goals. Start spreading this information. Start building communities, because this is rising. This is the way it's going, period. There's too many people out there with this information. Too many people waking up to these ideas to where this is the future. There's no future in those systems. Those systems are drug addicts on greed driving you right off a cliff, and you got to jump off right now. Start jumping off, because they're flying like a bunch of cokeheads on greed right off the cliff. And you guys are just right on it like, yeah, they're protecting us. Yeah, what, did you see that guy step on that flag? And, if you don't want to do this, then, you're just going to have to deal with what these systems have for you. And I can see it, and I see it. It's nothing good. It's take, suppress, militarize. And who are these people? They're you. You're the one with the guns shooting people in war. You're the one on the street fighting your fellow man because they've got you. We're doing it all. We are the people. We're doing everything. They're controlling us through our minds and through fear. And it goes all the way up. And just because we've been born into this society and they're telling you how this is, and they're keeping you just smart enough to go on the front lines and shoot beanbags at innocent people's faces. It's time to wake up. Think logically. Who are you fighting for? These higher up corporations that just want to take and don't give shit about you? Or you want to fight and be on the side of the people? And turn off those TVs, people. That's where this all starts. You want to start understanding these things and looking at reality in a different way? Turn off these TVs. Plant a garden right now. And this will be the beginning for you of the rebellion. Stop shopping at Walmart. If you're banking at one of these big banks, B of A, Chase, any of these, right away, go to a local community bank. You know, you can start little steps now. Right now, you don't have to go get a plot of land. You know, just stop shopping at Walmart. Shop from local people. Eat better. Cook more. Stop banking at these international banks that are funding war. Get out of those. These are changes you can do right now, people. Start doing them. Start talking with your neighbor. Start talking with your coworkers. And say, is this our life? Is this what we were meant to do? As our kids grow up, raised by the systems. Raised to fight against your fellow man, good-hearted man, the outlaw, the person that wants to live in happiness and peace. Let's start making this world the paradise it can be. We should be all living in paradise, and a very small percentage of people are controlling all this. We are the people. Let's take our paradise back and make it paradise for all of us instead of just them. They're sitting there just hoarding all this wealth and just ordering, you worthless air breather, here's a crumb. And you guys are just feeding into it, yeah, sticking up for them. Throw those TVs out the window. Get rid of them. TV is going to do nothing good for you except pump fear into your brain. Fear into your brain and control you and control the way you're thinking. And that isn't the way it should be. Detach. Start free thinking yourself, and you'll start to see past the illusion that we don't need any of this. We need each other. We need the land, our air, water, and food. This is all of ours. It's not theirs to ration poison to us, poison our airs, poison our water, poison our food. You're being poisoned from every which way, and it's time to stand up and say, listen, I don't want this. You're poisoning my air, you're poisoning my food, you're poisoning my water. You're deeming me the criminal for living in love and happiness. Taxing and taxing and taxing, and most of you are okay with it because you got the TVs on and you're like, you know what, this immigrant came over and he's going to kill my family. You know, you're living in fear. Fear is what they love, and that's what's guiding you, you know. It's time to not live in fear. And when you detach from these systems, you're living with your kids every day. You're teaching them, they're teaching you, nature's teaching you. Fear goes out the window because it's telling you, I provide for you. Nature provides for you, not them. And once we start understanding that, that's when we're going to make this world a better place. So let's unite. Let's start these communities. Let's start getting together with our open, good hearts and saying, these systems don't represent us. These systems don't represent me. I don't want to kill no one. I don't want to kill anything. I don't want to destroy this earth. I don't want to live in fear. That's what we have to start saying. I want to live a life of happiness and joy with my family and community. Start tribing up again. Let's start tribing up, people. Start being free and tribing up. Let's start this movement. Let's get with it. Start analyzing your life and what you're doing. Start making yourself a better person. to start changing the world. It all starts with you, within you. Because it's going this way anyway, so there's going to be a line drawn. What side you on? You for fear and evil? Or you for love and compassion and empathy? For the earth, for fellow humans. All right, I love y'all. Start detaching from these systems, man. They don't have your best interest. All right? All right, forward forever.